This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so third class of Python, we finished till 39 slide, which explains about Boolean expression. Okay, from 30, which explains about the hands-on implementing the Boolean function, and 31 logical operators, 32 logical operations continuous.
It's 19 hours.
And 33 conditional execution. Okay, all these are covered in video number 4, which I already uploaded this afternoon. Okay, so this will be Python video number 5. Let me show you that. Give me 1 second. You should have received an email or I'm sure how
Anna,
many of you
your
have
voice is
subscribed to
breaking.
the channel.
Anna, your voice is
Subscribe to
breaking.
Your voice is
basically
breaking.
whenever I upload a video, you will get a notification, provided if the video is public. If the video is not public, and if it's a private video, which is you'll get an email directly from me telling I have shared a video with you. Okay?
అన్న అసలు ఏం వినిపించట్లేదు అన్న బ్రేక్ అసలు ఏం చెప్పారు అర్థం వినిపించలేదు ఏమి
Srija is the same with. Okay, 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay, can you hear me now? Is my voice audible?
యా
Now it's audible, right?
Yeah, it is now.
Okay, perfect. So what I was telling you is, this is basically we all are on sync till third video of Python. Today around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, I have recorded a video number 4, which is Python video 4. In that video number 4, I covered the slides from 30 to 36. Till 29, we were talking about Boolean expressions. I've explained a hands-on exercise on Boolean expressions in slide number 30. In 31, I have explained about logical operators, how the logical operators will work. In 32, I have explained a bit more about logical operations with logical operations continuation slide. And in 33, I explained about conditional executions. What is if, what is else, what happens in if else, and what is else if, like that. In 34, I explained about conditional executions. Conditional executions means how you have to plan an if, how you can have unlimited elif statements, and how you can have one condition nested within other condition. Okay, and 35th slide is about hands-on implementation on the same thing. So now I'm going to start from 36 is also explained, visualizing the conditions, how when you implement a logic, if the logic is true, how it will be implemented. If the logic is false, how it will be break into next flow. That also explained. 37 explains about catching expressions. This is the thing we need to cover now. Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. The video is getting edited. There are some corrections to be made on this editor. I have made these corrections and uploaded it. The video name is Python-04 logical operators. Okay, this must be available for you shortly. If you see here in the bottom, the video has been processed. Please check back later. Okay, do you see the trees there? So give it some time, and once it's uploaded, I'll let you know. So now let's jumpstart the video number 5. The reason why I have taken 2 sessions today is I don't want to make long sessions, because people who are practicing offline are complaining that long sessions are quite difficult to complete, and once they coming back and resuming it, they are losing the tempo and the correction of the previous topics. So that's the reason I decided, let me do 1 hour each. Okay, so before I start today's catching exceptions concept, any of you, do you have any questions till now? Guys, any of you have any questions till now? Have you practiced all the Python videos, Python 1, 2, and 3? Forget about 4. Yeah, go ahead.
Amar, you explained functions, right, in last class. We
Yeah.
can use functions inside the functions, okay? Like how
Yeah.
many functions we can use, like?
How many functions you can use? I don't think there's a limit for that.
Okay,
I don't think there's a limit for that.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
And,
fine, thank you.
yeah. Any other questions?
No.
Meenu, how about you?
No questions until functions.
Okay. Srija, how about you? Have you practiced everything? All the Python videos?
Yeah, I have practiced. I need to practice functions once.
Okay. That's fine. No problem. So, perfect. Let's go ahead and start our today's session. Python exercises. Okay. So, guys, when the video is available, you'll get a confirmation message to your email. Have a look. I want you to please try to complete that. Okay. Please complete and practice Python perfectly. The more comfortable you are on Python, the more comfortably you will be able to apply the Python skills on the machine learning process. So take it seriously. If you are not good at machine learning process also, the code is available online, which you can do. But if you're not good at Python, then no one can help you actually. If I try to help you something also, you will not be able to take it the way you have to take it. So please be serious on it and just be consistent, sit committed, and make sure you're completing each and everything carefully. Okay. Now,
Uh,
yeah,
Now,
go ahead.
when we were talking yesterday, towards the end of the class, you said you are going to take a session about GitHub.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes, I understand. Yeah, I covered about it in the morning class. I haven't got time to prepare slides on that. Hopefully we can finish it on Saturday early hours. Okay.
okay, okay,
This weekend workshop will be online. You guys did not have to come anywhere, and I wanted to have a workshop both on Saturdays and Sundays. So Saturday, let's catch up at same time, 5 a.m. and Sunday, same 5 a.m. Okay. If you have anything planned, please you can go ahead after 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. because I'm not going to bother you after that. Hope it makes sense for everyone, right?
okay.
Yes,
Perfect.
Amar.
So now let's talk about catching exceptions. Now, what is exception handling? Exception handling is basically whenever earlier in our old exercises we used input and in functions to read and pass an integer number, right? User has entered that number. You have a possibility of error if the user has entered something which can't be passed into int. Okay, I'll break this sentence into two blocks. Okay, you know, we have read a slide called user input. In the user input, you will tell to the program, user will manually enter an input. Please take it, process it, and implement the logic and give me the output. In such situations, what happens if user has given an input that cannot be passed into int? What happens in such situations? Okay, in such situations, if user entered some string instead of an int, that will be a problem. That will be an example. Okay, let's try an example here. I'll show you that. Let me try with an example. What is my notebook? Okay, so what I'm saying is, I'll say prompt equal to input of enter your age /n. Okay, once this is done, I would say one second, guys. Okay, if I say here, if I say
Sorry, Amma. Sorry to interrupt you. See, have you explained all these loops concepts in last class?
which loops,
The one I can see on the Jupyter notebook. If
hey, that's what I'm saying. Don't worry. Everything is recorded. If you see here, నేను ఇందాక నుంచి అదే చెప్తుంది నీకు.
okay,
కాన్సెప్ట్స్ చాలా ఎక్కువ ఉన్నాయి, టైం సరిపోదు అని చెప్పి ఇవాళ మధ్యాహ్నం కూడా ఒక వీడియో చేశాను 2 o'clock కి. ఓకే,
okay,
వీడియో
okay,
అప్లోడ్, ఇట్స్ జస్ట్ 59 minutes. ఓకేనా,
okay,
అందులో క్లియర్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసా మొత్తం. if empty, if else empty, how that works. That is also quite interactive. Shalini was there with me, and we discussed, and she asked a couple of questions. So I have the corrections. What I'm making here is she asked some the basic things which you guys don't need actually. So that also I'm trying to trim it off and put it in a professional way. Okay. So
Okay.
watch it, and then you will. If you have any questions, feel free. I can repeat the session if you want. No worries at all. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine because I joined the call 10 minutes, 5 minutes late. That's why I'm asking. Okay.
That's perfect. No worries. Okay, let me go back to my Jupyter notebook here. 1 second, guys. Okay. So if I say my age is 31. Okay. Now, if I say, now what happens is my age is 21. Now I say age is equal to int of prompt. Now, if I say age, it's not giving me anything. The reason why it's not giving me anything is it is not able to understand what you're talking about. Okay, basically this is a string. Okay, let me show you something. If I say int of string, what does it do? It's not doing anything. If I say a string of this one, let's see what happens. One second, guys. 1 second. Kernel, restart and clear output. Restart and clear output. 1 second. Okay, so now perfect. Kernel is ready. Let me start running it again. I want to show you what exact error message it throws up. Now, if I say 31, enter. If I say age equal to input of prompt, it should give the value here. I don't know why it's not giving it. It should throw a value error actually. Did throw me a message.
You
One.
you need to give space. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. If I say age is equal to int of prompt, or let me just say int of prompt. Okay. Prompt is now showing 31. It's not showing anything. There is other way I have to explain this one. Let me take another example. Give me 1 second. I'll take another example for you. Simple boss. What I'm trying to explain you is string of if I say this one like this, it doesn't give anything like that. If I say string of 1, what the hell is wrong with this? See, it's still running. If you see, do you see here? Give me 1 second. I'll close this off now, open it because there's something wrong, I believe. That's the odd behavior of Python exercises. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Okay, perfect. This is all done. Now let me check this one. Why is it still running, man? It's a very small script, but do you see the star here? The star here is still running. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll sort it out for you. Erase all the drawings. Take the pointer. Even 4 plus is also not is also not executing for some reason. Okay, let's forget about this. I'll leave this one here. I'll close this one and reopen it. Give me 1 second. Might be the kernel itself is okay. Saving the file, adapting, buffering, restoring the connection. Yeah, there was some connection problem. Restoring the kernel restarted. Okay, that's fine. Let me start it again. That should help. Stopping. Resuming operation. Perfect. Now if I say if I am dir perfect pwd I'm okay. Jupyter notebook. It's very important. Catching exceptions is very important. You need to understand it very carefully. Now let's open what I'm talking about. Python exercises. Super. This is what I'm talking about. So give me 1 second, folks. Okay, now let me talk about this one. Now it has given me the age. Now it should asking enter your age, and I will say my age is 31. My age is 31. Enter. This is entered value. Now if I say int of prompt, this is what I was looking for. This is the error message I was looking for. The reason why didn't error message is the Jupyter notebook was not active. The Jupyter notebook connection was not set correctly. Now guys, try to understand what is the error message saying. It is telling boss invalid literal for int with base 10. My age is 31. Basically, my age is 31 is characters. How the hell do you think I can convert that characters into int? It is failing. Okay, that is what I was trying to explain you here. In this kind of situations, what happens is when such errors comes up, the program stops immediately and doesn't execute any statements further. Yes, so till here we are fine. Now Python provides us with a conditional structure to deal with this type of expected or unexpected errors called as try and except. I repeat, this is the highlight of this slide, so you have to understand what I'm talking about. Python provides us with a conditional structure. What is the conditional structure? The conditional structure means you can structure your program in such a way if any unexceptional errors happens, which is termed as catching exceptions, you can deal with it, or those errors are called try and except. Perfect. Now what happens is, basically if you know that certain statements in your program may encounter such errors, you may want to add some statements to be executed if an error occurs. Now when you're a programmer, you will know what you're going to expect. When you know what you're going to expect, sometimes you may expect something that sometimes you may get some errors. You expect that errors to happen. If that error happens, then you have a code to approach that error and fix it. For example, let's say you're writing a program and your program should first give you an error message, and based on error message you have another step which has to be executed. In such steps you have to know, or you have to add some statements to be executed in such errors. I repeat this statement, guys. When you are approaching a program that is defined to throw an error message, then you need to add some statements to that error message. That's what it is. These extra statements, the except blocks, are ignored if there is no error. Perfect. As simple as it. Now let's go ahead and start apply this conditional to an example we discussed above. Do you have any questions on this slide? This is very important. If you don't understand this carefully, you tend to confuse yourself, and you may the methodology of applying your logic will tend to confuse you a lot. I would like to recap once again. Very simple. Catching exceptions is nothing but in the flow, in the process of writing a program, in the process of coding your desired functionality, you will have to accept, or you will have to go through some exceptions. How are you going to catch those exceptions? Very simple. In such kind of situations, you will need to add some statements to be executed if that error occurs. In such situations, you will have to add some statements to execute it if that error occurs. Those extra statements will be ignored if there is no error, and if there is an error, it tells boss, as you have said me, you have entitled me for catching exception. I have executed this statement because I found this error. Clear? If you are clear with this, I'll go ahead and run the practical part of it. I need a quick go from every one of you. Guys, please.
Sorry, I have a doubt, Anna. See, in this one, you have intentionally put int in place where you can't convert a string into an integer. You have intentionally showed us to explain how the exceptional handling works.
Yep.
But in real time, how do we know that where are we going to include this exceptional handling?
That's a too
Where are we
early.
going to?
That's a too early question. I understand where you're coming from, but you have to practice as much as you can. You have to write few own programs by yourself, make mistakes, learn from it, and when uh, that's actually a tough question, but you'll have to practice as much as you can. Straight answer. No running around the bush. Simple
Oh,
straight answer. You have to practice as much as you can. You have to deal with as much exceptions as you can. Go ahead and look at the code of automating boring stuff with Python. You have a lot of stuff there. Just take one example. Try to do that example by yourself without looking at that. You will see the errors you make and try to learn from that. That's all it is.
okay.
Perfect. Any other questions, guys, before I start practicals for this one?
No.
No, Amma.
Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and show the practicals now. Okay, perfect. If I say string of Amarnath, I'll show you what happens. It gave me perfectly. If I say string of 1, it says 1. Perfect. Okay, now let me show you something. Let me try doing practically. Okay, this is what it is. Now prompt equal to input, enter your age, try int prompt accept, you have entered a number. Okay, this is what we are going to do. So let me copy paste, let me say save some time. Okay, 1 second for 0. Okay, it's not copied properly. Do it again. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Control C and Control V. What the hell? Let me try once again. One second, guys. Copy. Now it should go through. No? Why? Okay, that's fine. It's not working. Let me copy. Let me write it. Prompting is inputting the name. Okay. I'll say prompt equal to input. What is input you're giving? You're giving enter your age. Enter your age / new character. This is perfect. And then you have your try catch block. Try. I'll explain about this process again. Don't worry. Why try, how it works. Print. I'm going to convert my string into int, so I'll say prompt. Okay, this will make sense. And then what I got is accept block. Okay, accept. What am I going to do here? I'm saying print, you should enter a number. Print, you should have entered a number. You should have entered a number. Entered a number. Okay, shift enter. Syntax error. That's because prompt is fine, try is fine, print space, sorry guys, space. Okay, print of fine. Now let me try this one again. Except I got syntax error. Except
Do you want to give space in last sentence also after print?
True. Sorry for that. Yeah. This is fine. Try is fine. Print is fine. Int prompt is fine. Accept is fine. After print, okay, I got it. Okay, now if I age 31, enter. You should have entered a number. Now, let's go and relate the concept which we have tried. What is the concept we have read? We understood, boss, when you are dealing with such exceptions, you need to add a statement, right? Where is it? 1 second. Not here. Yeah, we have did it here. I underlined it. Basically, when you deal with such certain statements in your program, you may want to add some statements to be executed if an error occurs. That is an error. That is the reason why I said you should have entered a number. Hope you got a clear understanding. Now let's understand how the try catch block works. How try will be executed. When is try prioritized? When is exit prioritized? This is very important. Okay. Let me explain that one for you. Okay, so first I'm talking about the second sentence here. Now, first what happens is the statements inside try block are executed. Remember that. The first priority will be given to try block. If everything seems good, it skips the except block and proceeds. Okay, all good. I don't have to worry. What is except? What does the word except means? Except means in exceptional cases do this. That is what it is, right? So first statement it tries is run first. The statement inside is try block is executed. If the try block runs successfully, your exception is ignored, means it skips and proceeds. If an exception or an error occurs in the try block, okay, if an exception or anything occurs in the if an exception occurs inside your if sorry guys, give me 1 second. If an error or an exception occurs in your try block, that is when Python jumps out of the try block and executes the sequence of statements in the except block. In my except block, I have written, boss, you should have entered a number. That's the reason why it has given me that message. Are you clear with this point? When is try prioritized? When is except prioritized? When try block completes the execution, and when the except block will start taking the priority. Did you understand this one? Everyone? Yeah. Perfect. That's good. Now let's go to next one. Next one explains handling an error with a try statement is called catching an exception. The name itself says what it does. Handling an error with a try statement is called catching an exception. We did it in above example. In the example we talked about, we have the except statement telling boss you should have given me a number instead of the strings. Perfect. That's done. Now, in general, catching an exception gives us the chance to fix the problem or at least end the program correctly. Do the things right or stop doing things wrong. That's the importance of error handling and the catching exceptions. Error handling is a bit different. We'll have log4j, log and the log.read concepts. I'll cover that later stages when we write a complex machine learning model on the Python and R. As of now, we are running only to Jupyter. There are a lot of things we have to do. We have to install Anaconda. We have to use the Spider, PyCharm, and we have to use R notebook. We have to use run R interface. A lot of things to do. We have to really start pulling our sleeves and dedicate some more hours needed. So please be prepared for it. So are you clear on this slide? Can I move on, everyone?
So, Amma, you're saying for this exception handling, we have try block and catch block. Except these two, is there any other blocks?
Is there any other blocks? Means yeah, there are a lot of other blocks also, which we'll cover while we talk about for loop and while loop.
Okay.
Right now, Let's go on to 39. Guys, I hope you're clear on this one, right? Everyone.
Yeah, I'm clear.
Perfect. Let's move on to 39. Now, this is, let's get hands-on again. Now, define, everyone, please open your Jupyter notebook and try doing it. Please open your Jupyter notebooks, everyone. Define a function with the name accept underscore function. So simple, def accept underscore function, which takes one argument, parenthesis open, parenthesis close, one argument name should be name num. Okay, name num, perfect. And colon, the block starts, indentation starts, and returns. Returns mean a return statement comes there. It's multiplication with itself. So simple. Num into num, perfect. If the argument passed during the function call is not valid for multiplication, it should return a string with content invalid number. Okay, let's understand the logic clearly. You have to write a function. The function name is accept underscore function. The function should have one argument. When I say one argument, within the open parenthesis and close parenthesis, I give the argument as num. Done deal. After that, I have the colon. The function name ends there and the indentation starts from there. That is my block area. Perfect. After that, it returns multiplication with itself. So when you say return, you can directly write return, but what are we doing here? We are try exceptional handling. When I say try exceptional handling, your try should be multiplication of number by itself. If it's perfect, that's good. If it's not perfect, then you should throw another message returning invalid number. Can we go ahead and do it? Do you want my help? Very simple. 2 lines of code. జాగ్రత్తగా వినండి. ఫంక్షన్ రాయండి, డెఫ్ అని స్టార్ట్ చేయండి, ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్ ఇవ్వండి, కోలన్ పెట్టండి, ట్రై ఇవ్వండి. ట్రై ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ నమ్ ఈక్వల్ టు నమ్ ఇంటూ నమ్. అయిపోయింది. ఎక్సెప్షన్ ఏం రావాలంటే రిటర్న్ ఇన్వాలిడ్ నెంబర్. ట్రై ఈజ్ అగైన్ ద ఇంటెండేషన్ స్టార్ట్స్ ఆఫ్టర్ ద ట్రై. ఎక్సెప్ట్ తర్వాత ఇంటెండేషన్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. రిటర్న్ ఇన్వాలిడ్ నెంబర్. డూ ఇట్ ఫాస్ట్. Time is 7:32 and I'll give 5 minutes time. Do it, or I can help you if you want. Quick. Do you want my help? Let me help you. Because yeah, let me help you. Let me read it once again. Except okay, cool. I got that. So def accept underscore num, function name, and they should have one variable num, and this one is perfect. You have try catch block, so try is one block, so I would have to give the indentation here again. Here I say return num into num, or I can give some space so it looks beautiful. Num into num, and I say accept. When I say accept, it should again return. Always remember, your try should return something, your accept will return something. It says invalid number. Okay, invalid, not invalid, it's invalid number. Okay, perfect. Let me try this one. Is executed. I say accept underscore function. I give my lucky number 3. I give 3. Okay, it returned 9 because 3 into 3 is 9. Now if I do the same thing, accept underscore function, if I give 3 here, see what happens. The name 3 is not defined. Okay, number 3 is not there, so it says it should actually say it's not, it should actually say number is not valid. So let me try something else. I'll say 0.1. It has taken 0.1, and if I say 0, let's see what happens. It says 0, and how can we give some invalid number? I'll say a3. A3 is not defined. 1 second guys, I'm trying to give one number so I can say an invalid number. What can I say? I'll
Try
say
with negative values.
minus 1. Okay, minus 1 is taken as 1. Minus 1 into minus 1 is plus 1. Yeah. I'll say minus invalid syntax, and I'll just put it empty. Function missing number. I would say again num. Let's see what happens. Num is not defined. Okay. Let's say num plus num. Okay, let's say num plus num. Let's try this one. Now if I say function of 3, it should give 6. Now if I say ABC, ABC is not defined. So basically the way how it has to return is, it has to say return invalid number, but I was trying to just explain you how you can implement try and except block. Okay, it should num plus num. Let's take a different condition. Actually, let's take a different condition and make sure it works. Return invalid number. Return invalid number. Try works fine, and if try fails, it should say invalid number. 1 second, guys, let me have a look. One second, I'm just trying to understand how else we can implement this one. Okay, let me say num31a. Okay, invalid syntax, except underscore function. Let me run this way. It's a function, main function, that's good. And 0.012, I would say. It's multiplying everything. There is no way where we can give some invalid numbers. What else can I give? Okay, let me give 1 by 2. 1 by 2. It is giving 1 by 2 to 1 by 2 is 1. And new operand, invalid syntax. And let me give u53 invalid characters. So you've got invalid characters in identifier instead of invalid number. Okay, let me give big number, and let me say how it works. It gave the number perfectly, that's fine. Okay, let's park this one. Let's park this one. I'm trying to, the condition is simple, boss. The condition we have met, but we wanted to get the exact error message invalid number, but the condition we gave, the number is already taking it. If I take 0.1, it's multiplying 0.1 plus 0.1, like that. So this is how you can implement your try and accept. Okay, this is I think you understood what I tried to do, what the program is telling. When you return something, okay, 1 second, I'll show you what I mean. When I say return function of 3, it is doing what it is supposed to do. Okay, but what I want is, I want it to return an invalid number. How can I give invalid number is what I'm thinking. If I say 3.a, let's see what it does. 1 second. 3.a, again invalid syntax, but actually it should return invalid number. I'll have a look on this one and come back to you on how we can decode this one, so don't worry about it. This is how we can handle the try and exception blocks. Okay, so the next one would be, sorry, not this one. This is done. So next one is updating the variables. Guys, I'll stop it here because I have already finished 1 hour video this morning at 2 o'clock. That is already been uploaded, and this one also, if I take it long, it will be quite difficult for you to complete both the recordings and stay in line for tomorrow morning's recording. Tomorrow morning we'll catch up by 5 a.m. I would request you to please complete this. This is very simple. Every topic I explained, I have shown you practically also. All you need to do is once again try it by yourself. I have shown it by myself. Like that, you try it by yourself. You understand what I'm talking about. So I'll stop it here. We have 44 slides prepared. I'll prepare a few more slides this night. I think by Saturday morning we'll finish the whole Python basics and all. By tomorrow is Friday, right? Okay. By Saturday morning we can complete the basics of Python and the Python for data science basics. Sunday workshop we'll properly write a complex programs. I will do one. You will do one. We all can properly get on a same boat so everyone can write their own programs and understand looking at the complex programs how they are built. Okay, so today morning 1 hour video is already in the YouTube, and this half an hour video will be on the YouTube. Try to finish it off and get on the pace. Clear? And this one I'll try to come back with you with an answer why it's not coming up, or I have is something I have taken as wrong slide or something. I think the slide is perfect, but the way we are implementing the logic is a bit different. So there's 39 slide. I'll work on it and come back to you guys. Clear?
Okay.
Anything else? Any questions on this one?
No.
No,
Okay,
Amar.
perfect. Nitvesh, hope you're enjoying Python now. Hope you are able to connect the dots on how we have written the Python programs in the Jupyter notebook in the machine learning project lifecycle.
Okay. Amma, I have a question. See, are you going to teach Python concepts which are required for data science only?
See, there are two ways of dealing with it.
Yeah.
If I directly jump into pandas, numpy, scikit, how they are used, without
Okay.
explaining you the fundamental blocks of Python, what is function, what is argument, what is parameter, what is conditional splitting and all, if I don't explain that and directly show you a numpy pandas Python use case, you will never appreciate me. You will never be able to work hands-on by yourself. That's the reason why I'm trying to make you a Python developer from the scratch. By
Okay.
Saturday morning, we should be able to complete all the basics. Once the basics are completed, Sunday workshop, we can write a complex programs and talk much about numpys, pandas, how numpys are implemented, how pandas are implemented, how machine learning, how Python must be used in machine learning at what case. That is very important. That is also discussed on Sunday. So by this weekend, all the Python will be done and tested, put aside, and we can resume the classification project which we're discussing.
Okay.
Clear? And I have thought to make R also, but let's not promise too much. Let's complete the complete machine learning project and data science, and then if we have time, I want at least 1 or 2 guys to start getting jobs or start taking calls. Once 1 or 2 guys get into the market, then things will start changing. So after that, we can plan and see how we all can gather again and work on our statistics part of it. Any questions? Any questions, guys?
Oh,
Ram, Meenu,
No.
Srija, any questions?
No, Amar, right now.
Srija, I would request you to please spend some time, finish both the videos today. This will be uploaded shortly. Complete it off. If you have any questions, drop an email or just ping in the group. That will be fine.
Sure, Amar. Okay.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Yeah,
See
you
you all
too.
tomorrow morning. I'll send you a 5 a.m. link. Kindly please have a look in your WhatsApp. I'll send you next 1 hour.
Okay,
okay.
Amar.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.